peaked over Wayanad landslide tragedy, that has claimed the lives of over 350 people. The Congress leader and MP Jairam Ramesh, who has now moved a privilege notice against the Union Home Minister Amit Shah over what they have been claiming that there were early warnings that were already given to the Kerala government way ahead of the landslides when the tragedy struck. Amit Shah had claimed that the Kerala government did not act on those warnings. And before we move forward, let's listen into what the Union Home Minister said during his address in the Parliament before, when it comes to saying that there were already alerts that were issued to the state government of Kerala.
अर्ली वार्निंग बोलते ही गए। मैं सदन के सामने स्पष्टता करना चाहता हूं, 23 जुलाई को केरल सरकार को अर्ली वार्निंग भारत सरकार की ओर से दी गई थी। 23 जुलाई को 7 दिन फिर 24 को गई, फिर 25 को गई, 26 तारीख को मान्यवर ये कहा गया कि 20 सेंटीमीटर से ज्यादा वर्षा होगी, भारी वर्षा होगी, लैंडस्लाइड होने की संभावना है, मड भी रस होकर आ सकता है और लोग इसके अंदर दबकर मर भी सकते हैं। मगर भारत सरकार की अर्ली वार्निंग सिस्टम पर सवाल किए गए, इसलिए मैं कहता हूं प्लीज लिसन अस, मत चिल्लाइए, प्लीज रीड इट।
Now, leveling those allegations, Jairam Ramesh of the Congress in his letter has mentioned that Amit Shah misled the Rajya Sabha with his statements regarding the early warnings of the landslides in Wayanad. He's been alleging that Amit Shah's claims were fact-checked and were proved to be false, which undermines the integrity of the parliamentary proceedings. The Congress MP said that such misleading statements could amount to contempt of court and also called for the privileged proceedings to be initiated against the Union Home Minister. After Jairam Ramesh's privileged notice against the centre, the government sources have revealed a detailed report on those said warnings. They have been claiming that the IMD had also issued a heavy rain forecast for Wayanad region, predicting significant rainfall from the 29th till the 30th of July. The IMD also provided an impact-based forecast using color codes to indicate the severity of the weather conditions. Sources also further suggest, when it comes to Geological Survey of India, that issued a landslide warning on the 29th of July at 2 p.m. However, the landslide occurred around 2:17 a.m. on the 30th of July, leaving ample time with the state government to take precautionary measures. At least when it comes to the loss of lives, more than 350 people may not have died. Now, sources also emphasized that the state government was responsible when it comes to executing safety measures and argued that despite clear warnings, necessary precautions on time were not taken. Let's go across to Sabyasachi now. Sabyasachi, good afternoon. How do we understand as far as the blame game that has now begun over this tragedy, as the Home Minister claims that there has been several warnings issued, which is something that the state government of Kerala have been denying?
Well, absolutely. The war of words is escalating between the Congress and the BJP. The Congress leader Jairam Ramesh, in fact, moving a privilege motion in the Parliament against Home Minister Amit Shah regarding a misleading statement in the House. Now, in the past, Home Minister Amit Shah, while addressing the House, in fact, he said that several warnings has been given to the state of Kerala. 23rd July itself, a warning was given that in the next 7 days, there is going to be heavy rainfall in the state of Kerala in areas like Wayanad, and that can lead to natural disaster like landslides and all. At this particular time, it is prior notice to the state government to take adequate measures to make sure there is no loss of life, but clearly the state government has failed to do so. Now, this particular statement, which has been given by Home Minister Amit Shah, has been denied by the state government itself, stating that no such warning had been given. Now, the IMD, in fact, have also issued their statement stating that a warning was given to the state of Kerala. Meanwhile, the war of words is going to escalate, but clearly the blame game is going on. On one hand, the opposition MPs, along with the Congress MPs, have been stating that an early warning system needs to be implemented in the countries because of such natural disasters can be tackled in time. So clearly the war of words is going to intensify between the BJP and the Congress in the coming days regarding the Wayanad scenario.
When it comes to Union Home Minister saying that ample warnings were given way in advance and there were alerts that were also issued, Sabyasachi, tell us about how, not just when it comes to the state government of Kerala, but this is the Congress party which is now taking up to move this privilege notice against when it comes to the Union Home Minister.
Well, absolutely. See, the Congress party right now is have moved a privilege motion against Home Minister Amit Shah. Now, the Congress party, in fact, says that the statement given by Home Minister Amit Shah in the House is misleading. And see, at this particular time, the Congress also has been alleging that the Home Minister Amit Shah is lying and factually not correct. See, at this particular time, the BJP has been putting out the facts. The BJP, in fact, said that ample warning has been given. See, while the discussion was going on regarding Wayanad and when KC Venugopal was speaking. Now, KC Venugopal, in fact, told the House that early warning system need to be implemented in the country. See, at that particular time, Home Minister Amit Shah, in fact, stood up and said that what about the early warning which has been given to the state time and again, not only once, but several warnings has been given, and it has been notified by the IMD that in the 7 days there is going to be heavy to very heavy rainfall in areas like Wayanad in the state of Kerala, and natural disaster like landslides can take place. So at this particular time, it is responsibility of the state government to take the adequate measures so that no loss of life happen. But clearly, there has been some gap as far as the communication is concerned, because around 350 people have lost their life, unfortunately, and now the blame game is going on.
All right, Sabyasachi, please do stay on with us. As far as the politics over this is concerned, we've also seen how political leaders from parties have been making a beeline to the area where this tragedy is struck. As far as the India Bloc member, DMK has also hit out at the centre, blaming when it comes to the Kerala government for the tragedy without doing its due work for the state. Let's listen into the other allies as well.
In situation of calamity and disaster, the BJP government has always tried to blame the state governments without doing its due work. Not only in case of Wayanad, where there are different versions from the state government and the union government. When the floods happened in Tamil Nadu sometime in December last year, the BJP behaved the same way. So this is not the time where the BJP should involve themselves into politicizing and putting the blame game on the state for not doing enough action.
Well, talking about the relief and rescue work, well, every passing day and every passing hour, rather, it becomes all the more difficult and challenging to find any survivors. There were over 350 people who have been confirmed dead. There are still many of them who are still reported to be missing. And now there are adverse weather challenges as well, and the threat of epidemics, as we've been reporting from the ground when it comes to these operations that are being carried out and the challenges that the officials on ground have been facing.
Thanks to the Bailey Bridge that has been built at Chularmala, heavy machinery, earth movers have been able to reach Mundakai. And not just that, a lot of rescue personnel carrying a lot of equipment that could cut through debris have now come here to one of the worst hit areas. This entire village nearly has been washed away by the flash floods because of the landslides, of course, that happened. The landslide tip, of course, is very, very close to where I'm standing, and you can see all around as my video journalist Pradeep is going to show you these pictures. It shows the vast devastation and the destruction that this landslide has left behind. Right now you have forces from the army, from the fire and rescue of Kerala state. You also have the NDRF and volunteers who are working day and night to try and identify if anybody has been trapped. Predominantly now, since 3 days have passed, it is a search for mortal remains so that it can be handed over to the families who are right now at relief camps, who don't know where the family members are. At least handing over a mortal remain would mean that they can conduct final rites at least. But up until now, while of course search operations have been conducted over the last couple of days, first of course manually and then using earth movers, they've been able to get over 20 mortal remains. All around, of course, you see even beneath where I'm properly standing, there possibly is a home. And these earth movers are helping, of course, channel out the water, move out the debris, and possibly find any more people who could be still trapped inside. Sniffer dogs as well are being pressed into action. So it's an extensive operation that's currently underway here in Mundakai. The Sarang chopper of the Indian Air Force here coming out to Chulalmala right next to the Bailey Bridge that has been constructed, carrying out a recce operation. We are looking at the possible need for medical supplies or any other essentials, be it for anybody who could still be trapped in the forest area or around the landslide region, or even for the rescue personnel. They have also here, of course, showing the prowess of this particular chopper, of course, built by HAL. It is an indigenous helicopter, and more importantly, of course, showing its capabilities of hovering in such difficult terrains, landing as well. So this chopper right now, after conducting his recce, going back to base and will be around here for the people when and however they need it. What the mission is here for the Indian Air Force?
We are here doing for HADR mission, and we are doing our good effort. We are giving our proper effort to keep the medical supply and food supply over there. If any medical help and any emergency cases is here, we are it now. So we are here to just keep the medical supply and food supply over there.
Okay. I have an officer here from the Coast Guard, Mr. Sameer, who joins us. Sir, आप बता सकते हैं कि ये कौन है, किसने आइडेंटिफाई किया है कि ये जो आदमी है ये वाटरफॉल के पास है, उसका सिचुएशन क्या है अभी?
ये ऑपरेशन कोस्ट गार्ड और केरला फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट ने कैरी आउट किया है। सूचीपारा वाटरफॉल्स के नीचे से हमें 3 बंदा मिला हुआ है, उसमें से एक बंदा चलने का हालत में नहीं है। उसके हम कोस्ट गार्ड एयरलिफ्ट करने का प्लान में है।
ओके, तो 3 लोग थे, जो तीनों जिंदा थे और 2 लोगों को आपने ऑलरेडी इवैक्यूएट किया है?
तीनों जिंदा है, उसमें से एक बंदा चलने का हाल में नहीं है, उसको एयरलिफ्ट करने का प्लान में है कोस्ट गार्ड।
उधर जाने का रास्ता क्या है? सिर्फ ट्रैक करके ही जाना है कि
ट्रैक करके ही जा सकता है। फॉरेस्ट टेरेन है, लैंडस्लाइड जहां से शुरू हुआ उसी एरिया पे।
ओके, क्या प्लान है?
It's happening well. There's some kinds of supplies are needed. I myself brought a couple of lorry loads from Thiruvananthapuram of things particularly wanted. For example, people sleeping on the floor need some soft mattresses, bedrolls, that sort of thing. We got those to help with. But
well, after relief and rescue, Deepak, it would be rehabilitation, and it's still a long way to go. Looking at those pictures that have been coming in till the time when the operations actually come to an end, when is that, when it comes to rehabilitation, that will begin?
Well, right now, people who are in relief camps, continue to wonder what's going to happen, because more importantly, people now are predominantly kept in schools. The schools are going to begin, so they'll have to be shifted to a different place. That's the immediate concern really for the government at this point in time, as to where can they shift these many people, and they need to do it very quickly as well. So while, various aspects are being looked into and options are being looked into, but they need to really speed up the process. We just heard from Mr. Shashi Tharoor and also a delegation of TMC MPs where they're saying that the centre should really come in here, pump in more funds, even in the budget that was recently announced. While it's still under consideration, some aspects, more amount of money should be given to Kerala is the request that they have made. Meanwhile, on the other side, even now search operations still continue on the riverbed, even Mundukai, Churalmala and surrounding areas, and we heard from the Coast Guard personnel there where they say that one person has been stuck even in Suchipura. So there's the operation, while a search continues, on the other it's of course rehabilitation and relief. While there is enough right now for the people at the relief camps, but supplies need to keep coming in consistently, because all of these people who had a home don't have a place to go back to. They'll have to depend on these relief centers for medicines, for clothing, for food and everything that they need on a daily basis. So this is a continuous process, and we'll really have to see in the coming days what sort of measures will be taken, considering the fact that they'll have to be moved out of these schools very quickly.
And what about the challenges that have been faced by the teams that are involved in the search operations? Of course, there are adverse weather conditions, but we are also looking like heavy machineries that have been pressed into service.
Yes, unfortunately, because of the Brayley Bridge that was built, now heavy machinery, of course, has been able to reach Mundukai and surrounding areas where the operations continue to go on. But to just tell you how sensitive, ecologically sensitive this area is. Now, this is another area that I'm standing at, just a little away from Churalmala. This is near Pudumala. I was here a couple of years ago when this very place, there was a landslide that hit. Over 20 lives were lost here as well. Right now, of course, the vegetation has grown back and you can see the stream flowing through. But, it just goes on to show that it is not just Churalmala. It is also some of the surrounding areas that are, of course, prone to landslides. We've even seen, of course, the ISRO, marked Wayanad as one of the highly sensitive areas prone to landslides in its, atlas of landslides blog that they had put out. So, while there is the blame game that goes on, while there's a rescue operation that's underway, one should also understand, of course, to ensure that, parts of Wayanad, especially the hilly regions which are prone to landslide, to ensure that there's not rampant construction, mining, or any such activities that could trigger off, more such calamities and claim more lives.
All right. Please do stay on with us, Deepak. As far as reactions that have been coming in and the people who are coming out to help, that also includes superstar Mohanlal as well. He's been there on the ground assessing the situation. Let's listen into what he had to say.
പിന്നല്ല ഇത് ഏത് സ്ഥലമായാലും ഇമോഷൻ ഒരുപോലെയല്ലേ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ മുകളിൽ പോയി കാണുമ്പോഴാണ് ഇതിന്റെ വ്യാപ്തി മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോഴും വളരെയധികം പിന്നെ ചെളികൾ കൂടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടോയെന്നൊന്നും അറിയില്ല. ബട്ട് നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാവരും ഇവിടുത്തെ വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സ് ആയാലും ഭക്ഷണം കൊടുക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാരായാലും ഇതിന്റെ പുറകിൽ പ്രവർത്തിച്ച എല്ലാവർക്കും അതാ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്, നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടത് ഒന്നും നമുക്ക് തിരിച്ചെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇനി മുന്നോട്ടുള്ള അവരുടെ ജീവിതത്തിനെ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ മെച്ചപ്പെടുത്താൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് നമ്മൾ തന്നെയാണ് ആലോചിക്കേണ്ടത്. നിങ്ങൾക്കും ആലോചിക്കാം.
All right. As far as the search operations that continue, people have been pressed into service. There have been volunteers as well, and also donations that have been opened up to provide supplies when it comes to the people who have been affected because of the landslides. Deepak, thank you very much for joining in live. Well, we continue to get you live reports from the ground as far as in Kerala's Wayanad is concerned. Heading into a short break, you're watching Times Now.